Rabbi, you should be ashamed of yourself. Those were the words that I was greeted with as I arrived at an open grave at a graveside service in Long Island. The funeral director looked at me and said that, not because I was late to the cemetery, but I was very late to the graveside. Why? Rewind, go back a week or so. I was asked to come visit someone who was 90 without much family in the hospital. Unfortunately, he passed away, and the family asked me if I would do the funeral. I knew there is almost no chance that we'll have a minyan, a quorum of 10 Jewish men who will be at the funeral to say Kaddish or to hear Kaddish for the man. So I posted on social media. I tried to get a minyan, to no avail. It looked like that if we were lucky, we would have 4, maybe 5. I arrive at the cemetery, and like I said, very, very, very few people relative to a Jewish funeral, which usually has a minyan. Then I hear that one of the 4 people that are coming, the four people that are coming, one of them had a flat tire, not one, a double flat tire. Now, it's very uncommon today to get a flat tire. It seemed very strange to me, but what can you do? The person had a flat tire. Everyone was delayed in a very weird way. Then finally, once the paperwork was filled in the funeral, in the cemetery office, one of the only close friends of the widow suddenly disappeared. She went to look at a grave, gone. And so there I am, stuck waiting. The procession with the hearse just abruptly leave. I wait. By the time she comes, a minute or two later, they're gone, and there I am in the cemetery looking for the place of burial. It wasn't an insanely huge cemetery, but it was big. I drove up and down with Google Maps and the map of the cemetery and live location on WhatsApp and what have you not, phone directions. Could not find it for half an hour to get to this to the grave, and it was very, very, very frustrating. Half hour later, I arrive at the grave. They already lowered the body in, and what do I see? I look around me. When he tells me that I should be ashamed of myself, I see we have just now arrived a minyan of men who are gonna hear the Kaddish and say Amen. Why? Because the person whose car broke down ended up taking a Hasidic driver on Uber. The other person was able to ask someone to come from the 5 towns to Long Island. Another person was able to stop others that were in the cemetery. And as I was delayed, they got a minyan. We said Kaddish. It was a miracle. We said Kaddish in the memory of this person who had no children and probably would have no other Kaddish said for them. And to me, that was a modern day miracle. The fact that one person had a flat tire, one person had this, one person had that, and eventually that all the delays and difficulties and frustrations led to the fact that we had a minyan there to say Kaddish for someone who will not be having someone to say Kaddish after them. That to me was a miracle. Every day in life, we are surrounded by miracles. We just need to look around us and see it. And most importantly, also to care, to make sure we give respect to those who pass away and carry on their memories.